Certified freak, bro.
What up there, Bobby?
What's going on there, Mr. JoJo?
Oh, you know, living that Sunday dream, bro.
That Sunday dream. We back on the team. The EPD posse is back for episode 5.
Is it 5?
It's 5, man.
Not including the uncensored. I feel like we done
Well, there was a few episodes. You know, we took some grenades in the trenches. We don't talk about the forbidden episodes.
The forbidden episodes, dude.
It's forbidden.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
So much trash talking.
So much trash.
So much.
And you know what? We're back, and Tellus,
Thank you, Tellus.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for bringing us back.
bringing us back after all, the nonsense that we put you through. And the fact that they brought our show back makes me happy in the heart and other parts of my body.
You don't seem as happy. You're saying it on camera, but you're a monster to live with, bro.
That's true. You know what?
It is god-awful.
My man, look, I'll tell you one thing.
You're not a morning person. I get it.
It's a damn prison yard in my household.
Mm-hmm.
We're just trying to survive every day.
That's how it feels.
Whoever
man.
wakes up first, right? You got to lock your doors and stuff.
It's horrible.
Oh, what the hell? You're acting like I'm the horrible person.
Yeah, I'm the horrible person. It's all good, though.
Dude, there's non-CRTC friendly stuff that you be doing.
Yeah, let's not talk about those
Let's
things.
not talk about those things.
I'm pretty sure you're skewing.
Hey, you
on
don't call him what you're
night,
spoken to.
Bobby.
All right,
this guy doesn't know the rules yet.
We got a guest DJ.
Yeah, okay, he hasn't figured it out. I'm pretty sure I already brought it to his attention.
We got Dubgee in the house.
I figured it
Yo.
out, but I haven't been told.
What did I tell you? I said, don't talk unless we speak to you, bro.
Listen to this guy.
Do you
right
understand the role of the DJ?
This guy.
Okay, well, we might
This
as well.
freaking guy.
All right, get your poop in a group, guys. Introduce the man, AJ.
We're going to say what up to our friend, our fam. This is Dubgee in the house.
This is when you're supposed to use that air horn that you've been talking about. Yeah, there's that air
there
horn.
you go.
He said a DJ and a DJ if they don't have an air horn. It's true.
This is true, though, man.
I
The other
believe
two DJs did not have an air horn. Do you see them here? No.
Yeah. Don't scare Dubgee away. I know he's probably got like 2 episodes.
If you don't have an air horn, at least have some Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Yeah? What song would you put on?
Off the wall.
Just anything from off the wall?
Anything from off the wall. Guaranteed.
What's your go-to?
It really doesn't matter. I want to rock with you. No, I think I want to rock with you is on Thriller, right?
Rock with you.
Dude, I'm not an MJ guy.
I am.
And you don't want to talk to me tonight.
What? Yo, I'm with him, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe we need a new co-host.
It's undeniably good music. Well, I think that's what you're doing. You bring him in, and then slowly he's going to be moving to this seat. Kind of how you did with me when I was sitting doing the
wise to the
You
plot,
have a lot
friends.
of tech skills, but also so do I.
Yeah.
I'm coming for that spot.
They're working me
Coming for that number 1 spot. You ever heard that song by Nelly? Huh? Nah, man. He's coming for you. 4 Eyes.
Damn, I have better things to be doing on a Sunday than hanging out with somebody so abusive anyways, how was your week? How was your week,
it's
brother?
pretty good, man. You know, it's
Give me some. Actually, stop with the hate. Let's get back to the love. The love.
All right, the love. Ah, man, I had one good one lined up, like the cannons.
No, man. Hold it into your dark ass soul, bro.
About the plata with all the force.
Hold it in.
All right, so I love things like butterflies and.
How was your week? Was the question. I don't care what you love, bro.
You know, the week was good. You know, I'm getting a little bit better at taking public transportation for the first time in like almost a decade.
It's kind of where you belong.
I know, these gutter trash guys. Well, sometimes, guys, and I'm going to take this time right now, cue dramatic music, to tell you that don't do degenerate stuff when you're driving, okay? Because that stuff could wind you up where I am, and now I take public transit, and since it rains all the time in Vancouver, you can't see my tears when I'm walking to the bus stop.
Message.
Ever. Okay?
Message.
And cut dramatic
also, you're more stoked about this whole mask situation because now you can cover your face when you're dorking out on the SkyTrain.
That's
you don't
not
want
necessarily
anybody
true.
catching
You know
you
what?
slipping.
This girl that I knew from back in the day seen me on the train, and I just felt I just caught myself explaining myself.
But she's on the
train too. But you don't think about that. Like when she hopped on, and she's like, "Oh, Bobby, how you doing?" I'm like, "So it's not what it looks like." And she's like, she doesn't need that explanation. Nobody needs that explanation.
And you know what?
But here I am explaining my degenerate ass to this woman.
Watch your levels, bro. Also, you
Take
know
the
what?
bass out your
We
voice.
shouldn't be talking trash about people that take the
No,
train
man,
either,
it's cool
man.
to
We
take
all been
transit.
there. We've all been doing it.
If taking
it's just nice to
transit's
get away from
cool,
it.
I'm the modern day Miles Davis.
Yeah.
Or whatever the saying is.
That's the saying, dude.
Is it though?
You did it.
I'm pretty
You
sure
came
it's
through
not. So
finally.
why don't we talk to Dubgee over here real quick?
What's up?
How you doing?
The owner of Beast Fan Records.
What?
Thank you. I didn't,
Beast fan.
supporting Dip today, the Van City Black on Black.
Oh.
They got Stip. They've done a lot throughout the
don't
years.
hurt 'em.
Kind of fresh.
F what you heard. They used to own
F
that.
what you
They
heard.
moved-
Yeah,
they
that's
moved
right,
on
that's
to-
right.
They moved on to Dip.
Damn.
The Elements
Iconic.
book
What
just
you
came out
heard.
again, right?
Iconic.
Yeah, man.
Me and him used to drain our paycheck. We used to work for this like shady telemarketing firm that was like attached to that building.
Yeah.
At
Was it like- it
Stadium
was on Butte,
Station.
right? Yeah.
No, it was
Right on
yeah,
Butte.
it was right on Stadium Station. And then we would take I think me and Joe must have been at least 16, 17, and we would take our paychecks and cash them, and then go
Directly
the heck back
over there. Yeah.
over
Yeah,
there,
Yeah.
and would spend all our money there
Every single penny.
every time,
All I had
and then
was my
complain
mom's-
that we were broke.
Yeah.
I'm a
Well,
man, so I
we were
can-
looking fly though.
I was buying
look
hip hop
fly as
records.
hell.
I didn't DJ, but I was down there spending my money on hip hop, whatever
What?
I could get at.
That's
Yep.
what I'm saying, my friend.
Yep.
Oh,
What's
my
the best
goodness.
record you caught from that place?
I don't have it anymore, but probably my Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to F with single.
Oh,
When it
The
first came out?
Napalm style W
Nice.
kind of went in and out
Yeah.
with the red. Oh, amazing.
Dude,
sick, dude.
classic.
Oh,
Classic.
real quick before we keep moving.
Yeah, good segue there, buddy.
But I gotta say, that's what
trying.
you sound like right now.
Yeah.
Sound real dumb. Anyways, can I just tell our sponsors that we're here? For
Yeah,
them?
no, you already screwed that up. Ain't nobody watching anymore.
Oh my god!
All right,
I'm gonna stab
go
on
for
that
it.
screen.
Go for it.
Anyways, the thing is, shout out to Galactic Rentals.
Yeah.
Yo, these
big
guys
ups.
came through in the clutch.
Yeah,
my
man.
friends.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
last
my
minute.
man.
Last minute, we didn't have a video switcher, and because
Yo.
we got one that we're ordering in, they came through. Not only did they help us set it up, they gave us another camera. Just what a
Yo.
gentleman. Yo, after this, let's go. I'll give them a 5-star rating on Google. Also, you
Every
listeners,
single person.
if you're down with us, you're down with
Dude,
them.
you watching this on Tellus or you watching this on our YouTube channel?
There's only
give
one
them
way
the
it's possible.
5-star.
Yeah, it's the only way this was possible.
There's
is
only
because of them.
5 great rental places. Galactic. Mm-hmm. Galactic.
Strongly agree.
Galactic.
What's the
Galactic.
Yeah,
Huh?
dude. Oh man, you're the most ignorant mother I've ever met.
Oh, that's okay because we got a beat button,
Yeah, you
and
got
that
the beat
just
button.
happened, by the way.
got that
We
beat
have
button.
our first foible.
No,
Can
I
I get a
dropped one
hair
already that you
You
guys
want to?
missed.
Yeah, because you're
I
slow.
dropped one,
Yo,
you guys
Kapok.
missed
You're
it.
such a gentleman
This
that
is gonna be on
people
the
don't even
chopping
notice,
block.
man. People don't even notice.
My guy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
There's
man.
already
Smooth.
more personality
Smooth
coming
like
out of that sector.
So who do we got? Who do we got
Everybody
back?
else.
Because we're gonna do. I think we should
Oh, yeah.
talk about what we're gonna do next after this DJ mix.
Yes, sir.
And we should actually get him on as soon as possible because last
100%,
time we had to
he's got
cut
a
him
lot to
short.
say.
We cut him short last time, bro.
You know what? It's a close personal friend of mine. He's your uncle, my uncle, everybody's uncle.
The uncle.
It's the uncle. Tyrone Crews is back for part 2.
So what
and
did we
this is
talk about?
do.
What did we talk about on part
Just
one?
to recap, we were talking about how Ty grew up in the States, born in New York, moved to West Philadelphia.
Like in the late 50s, early 60s,
Yeah,
mid 60s, 60s. Yeah.
growing up in the orphanage, and how he found football, his adversities, and all these sort of things. By the last episode that we did with Ty, we actually ended at the note of the CFL, his brothers in that, on that team at the time. And now we're going to talk about the
The
what
juicy
happened
stuff. We
after.
were just
The
getting
juicy-
into
we
the
were just
CFL
getting in
stuff,
there.
man.
We want to hear about what happened after the CFL.
And then we just cut him off and kicked him out.
I know.
We're like,
And-
get out of here. And he's like, I'm never coming back.
Yeah.
And you know what? How much did you have to suck hold of this guy to get him back?
You got him back.
Yeah, you just kept calling him and calling him. You think he blocked your number?
You know what's funny, man? None of those things happened.
Yeah, okay.
So he just actually picked up the phone. He's just like, I would love to. And that's you're a filthy liar.
Dude, man, this is
You know,
television. We're allowed to have stories, bro.
You know what? It's like the 3 episodes ago when you said your New Year's resolution, you want to get better at lying. You're doing a great job, buddy.
Yeah, but why you gotta
I just
bust me?
wanna-
You need to go along with my lies, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Holy smokes.
Can we get a mix from the one and only Dubgee?
Dubgee in
and then
effect.
we're coming back
We're
with
gonna
a
take a
guest.
break
We're
real
coming back
quick.
with our guest, and we're gonna make it a beautiful interview. We're getting through
And
everything.
Flat out.
Hit that. Hit it.
You mentioned Uncle Terry. This guy just became an uncle, so shout out to Kapok.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We need some of that K-pop in our ear
There you
holes.
This is
go.
brand new, just dropped Friday.
Woo. Woo.
Spotify.
watching wives, it been written on my face. The ruler, not no man, set the roses on my lap. Fuck this rap, it's way too bold. Stick to that shit that you know. Janksy rang from 88, so RIP onto my bro. We did the coldest, puffin' roaches. Pick your pocket for that soda. Sipping coffee in Strathcona. I could name a million over. Crosses on my crossroads. Me and on my Norfolk, we been slowly getting over. Fuck your plate, we got an arsenal. Tracks up to my arsenal. Aiming at your marbles, getting grimy, but I feel it like hygiene since hitting on hardwood. Parkside with my day one, yeah, today feeling all good. Park bench in the daylight, back then where we all could. Now I could've been anywhere in the damn earth. Strathcona where I land with a plan work. Grew up, ran hippies in the vanguards. Who knew one day we could have ours? Blisters from the handlebars. Blissful was the ambi gas. Finally find another peace of mind till we hear another ambulance.
Strathcona vibe on the east side. Bye bye, we throw it to the sky. It's a vibe. Strathcona vibe. Strathcona vibe, throw it to the side. Strathcona vibe on the east side. Bye bye, we throw it to the sky. It's a vibe. Strathcona vibe. Strathcona vibe, throw it to the side.
Give me jazz and the J's and the plans that we make, so we grind of the day for the clans of the cake. Lifestyle razor, the poor and the dangerous. You can't keep my orchid dank it. Shoot your shot, watch them angles. Must be on that mic cocaine shit. White glove, spit shine, flip lines. Y'all act like Richard Dreyfuss for the Euphoria. If you were damn, but the more it was, we glorious, victorious. Now everybody wanna orbit us, and I'm falling. False Creek, we evolving. No sweat for the small things, but I still love the blossoms. We're running out of options. Raindrop with the top down. Man, luck, we authentic. Hold up, we can all get it. No need getting off in it, but it looking like an all in it. Since playing in the ball pivot, 9 months it was all kicking. On stage it was all written. Since feeling like a lost man. Front stage I recall sitting. Flashback, get them all tripping. For everything that we lost, everything that we gained. Time frozen, it stopped. All the way that it changed. It was all.
We got that one viewer that watches on Lindsay's channel. It's like, I get the goods all the time. There's probably so many things on the channel.
Yeah, they just see all the test runs.
They just all the
and
test
we are
runs, dude.
back, son.
Huh?
Yep.
Hello.
Give us the best introduction possible for this man.
He's the 7-time world champion of everything on the planet Earth. My man, the myth, the legend, Tyrone Crews. Give it up, my friends. Hey.
Thanks for having me.
And you're back, my man.
Yes, back. Glad to be back and glad to finish it up right.
1 week
gotta
just flew
finish
by
it up.
quick. 1 week just
It's
flew
like
by.
nothing.
Yeah, it sure did. It sure
Right?
did.
In real time. Or whatever time.
So where did we leave off last time? Where exactly were we?
It was at the CFL, like when they won the Grey Cup in 1985.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was it like to hold that thing in your hand?
It was great. It was great, because you only get a couple times to hold something like that. If you get that, some people don't even get a chance to hold it. So getting that chance to hold it, and which was okay. I mean, the biggest thing is that you see the players that you played with for so long that really worked really hard to get to that point. And it's speculation for us, since we were a good team and since they built that BC Play Stadium, that the expectations was very high.
Yeah.
So it just took us a little longer than we expected. We should have got it the first year in '83. So
Were you real close?
yeah, well, we got to the Grey Cup, but we didn't win it. We lost by 1 point. But the thing is that
Dang.
some of us guys didn't play. There was no excuse for that. We still should have won and all that. But having it at home is very special because you're doing it in front of your home people.
Yep.
And then when you lose that, it takes a little out of it, right?
Was that year it was at home? It was in BC that year?
Yeah, it was in
Oh,
BC
dang.
Play. So that's why it was a little tough to deal with, right?
And the second time, where was it?
It was in Montreal.
Montreal,
right,
yeah.
right,
Crazy.
right. So-
Beautiful city, though.
Oh yeah, we still enjoyed ourselves and everything, but
I bet, man. I've been to Montreal before. I don't remember
have you been
a damn thing.
Yeah, but have you been to Montreal? Have you been to Montreal as a BC Lion though?
No, I went to as a normal
that-
person. It's like somebody Men in Black flashy thinging me. Like I don't remember nothing. I remember poutine and smoked meat. And that was it.
That's every
at my
Friday
hotel
night, bro.
room, and there was blood. Anyways, continue.
No, it was Montreal was like you said. Montreal is what it is. And
It is, man. It was
everything
crazy.
stays in Montreal. You don't really talk too much after that.
It's like the Vegas of Canada. Yeah.
Right?
It's close. It's very
We
close.
say some stuff right now.
It's very close. So.
Right.
So yeah, it was really enjoyable, and now football's over, and then we had to move on to the other side of life, for me, and now I was just trying to find my way around. For me, after football was over.
Was there some sort of pension or something like afterwards, after playing? I'm just asking.
Yeah, you get it. I think there was. I don't know if I'm being correct though. I think it's 3 years, 3 or 4 years of CFL, and you start. If you make them 3 or 4 years,
right,
you collect a pension in the CFL, right?
Yeah.
So most of the guys who passed that would get a pension in the CFL. I'm not going to say there's a lot to talk about, but it's a pension,
something.
right?
Yeah, it's something, man.
It's better than nothing, man.
Yeah, I accept that. Yes, but anyway, that was it. So the toughest part was just trying to find yourself after football.
Yeah,
like,
who am I now?
Yeah, you've been doing this all this time.
You're an athlete, and now you got to figure out how old are you after you won that Grey Cup, and after you retired from the CFL.
I was probably I would say 33. I think it was 33.
Yeah, which is still pretty young. Well, old for an athlete.
Yeah,
right.
yes.
But young as a man.
For all of us.
Yeah. And just in general, right?
Yeah,
so
that's.
Do you have anything going on? You might move on to keep doing sports somehow, or did it? What was the thought process that was going through after this is done? That big moment happened, and then now what?
Yeah, no, the sad part, I really have nothing going on. That's the thing, and it's one of them things because you get so comfortable in a city like this, and you just kind of, believe the hype. And a lot of people were saying, business people you meet might say, hey, no problem, anytime you just come here, and we'll be able to, use you for sales or whatever it may be.
Yeah, you're a legend.
Yeah, legend. Yeah. But then again, the reality ain't always like that. So when you see these people afterwards,
start knocking on doors and they're not answering.
They ain't answering.
Yeah.
Or they'll tell you to go to the next door. Oh yeah, down the street they got a place. You might talk to the guy down the street, right? So some of that happened to me, right? So I was like, and I took my time. I took a couple of years after I played, and then tried to really go into the business world. And then I found it was a struggle at first. And
what kind of things did you try out? You tried out a few things before,
I tried. I tried. A buddy of mine owned Pizza 222, so I did a commercial for that when I was playing.
Oh no way! We should see if we can pull that up. We can pull that up.
Yeah, the commercial was funny. Yeah, it's corny, but it's funny. A lot of people get on me about.
Tell me about it.
I can't even remember.
I
remember it said something goes Tyrone. It was like I knocked on a door to bring the pizza.
Yeah,
and it was really I can't even remember all the parts. I just remember Tyrone, the way she said it, that made everybody. Oh yeah, that's the guy that did that commercial, right? So I can't explain because it's so long time ago. But
man, was it like cheese? Remember that commercial? It's like Kevin got a job, and it's like McDonald's. Was kind of like that. Has nobody seen that commercial?
Dude, why are you gonna?
Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Weird commercials
you know what?
from back
Let's
in the day.
go back.
No, but it was a long time ago. I mean, I can't remember that far. But it was corny. But it was the man.
It was supposed to be corny.
Yeah, it was supposed to be corny.
Yeah.
And they were trying to make something out of it, and it was good because get the players out and do more sponsorships and activities like that. So it was good in that way. So it was good. But so I tried that. And you want to be a salesperson, but I just didn't have the skills to sell. And you figure because you have a name and everything, people right away think it would be a good product to sell. He could sell for us because everybody knows. But you got to know the product very well.
Of course.
The person who's kind of told me to go out there, it's like you know enough, just go out there and sell. Well, I didn't, but it was a good experience. It was trying to when you get shut down a couple of times, you realize,
of course,
this ain't what I'm going to do.
Yeah, what kind of things did you try selling?
What
kind of things did you try?
Oh no, I was just the pizza was the first one. Yeah. Other than that,
man, I'm sure you know pizza.
Yeah, but I mean,
I can sell a pizza to anybody, man. I'm telling you. But
you had to go into pubs and different pubs and all that.
He's technically handicapped.
The product got to be really good to go into some places. So Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just going to skip that because that's another story.
It's
Fair
hilarious.
enough.
I just sorry I
Fair
stuck
enough.
on that
No,
for too
because
long.
Joe loves pizza.
I want to know more.
Oh,
about the
he just
pizza
wants to
part.
talk about pizza all night. We're here to talk about Tyrone Crews.
Yeah,
You
dude.
self-centered
I'm
buffoon.
sorry. I really.
You know
like
what?
that.
Let's
I'm
just talk
impressed.
with our guests right now. How about that?
Thank you.
No,
Thanks
that's
for putting me back on track there, bro.
no, but that was some of the things. I tried. I think tried to get into the car business. Like try to, but I just felt nah.
Were you selling
So I
whips?
just
Is that what it was?
Pardon me.
You were selling them?
No, I was trying to get it. I was trying to
Oh,
break
I
into
see.
it, but I was testing it out like kind of on the side and I don't think this is for me. So I just realized after all that, I went back into what I did in university. So I graduated with like basically social science, they call it, and it was doing recreation and all that, working with kids and all that. So I felt, okay, that's what I'll do. So I had to go do the research and try to find out where do you go in Vancouver for that, because I don't have no clue. Like you play football, but you don't have no understanding really what the business world and the social world is like.
Right,
So you don't
right.
have. So you're just playing all the time. So you don't really know. So you had to go through a lot of changes. You had to go
Sure.
through people, knock on doors, and then they, when I did the Parks and Rec, they said, okay, you can try this. Go to elementary school, and they have an hockey after school. So you can start a program like that if you like to really want to start working with kids and all that. So I said, yeah, I'll try it.
All right.
So I did that. I had no skills in hockey, but I said, yeah, I'll go out and help the kids out. And so I started doing that, and I did that, and a lot of kind of a few other small things that were like little basketball at night and with the kids and all that, and I felt okay. This is what I want to do. This is what I kind of want to do.
Helping kids. Get
Yeah,
them, get their
So
lives
this is what I
together.
should be doing, right? So
Yeah. Was
so-
it mostly at risk youth?
Yeah, at first it was, right. So I did a lot of at-risk use at first, and then I remember I did a special program that was kind of like a school program, kind of like an alternate school, but it was it was tough because it was like the police department, Vancouver Police, and they sponsored, and I think the Chinese. It would be the Chinese program. It was more in that way because it was more like we're dealing with kids from the gangs and all that. Right?
Mostly
yes,
Asian.
sir.
It was mostly Asian gang members. What you saying?
So
Yeah,
it was this
crazy.
was like that. So it was like sponsored. So
What year
Right.
was this?
that had
This must have been because
that was
buy
close to. I was be like I got out in 87, so it would probably be early 90s.
Yeah,
Really?
And there was
Because
a lot of gang culture
for
going
sure,
on. Remember,
man. Look,
Metrotown was messed
and
up.
just like an unrelated thing, but we bypassed that you worked as a bouncer for a bit at that one joint.
Oh,
But then-
yeah, that one, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, like, was
Yeah,
that before, prior to you going to, my.
Into youth work? Or
Yeah,
did you
to
do
youth
you did a
work,
little
yeah.
bouncing
No,
too?
I did. Yeah. First, but first I did this first.
Yeah,
and then
okay.
I, worked in with the kids and all that.
Yeah.
And then,
Do you ever? There's some kids that you can remember that you like really you could tell you came across to them and you really helped them out, like where there's
well,
some
yeah,
beautiful moments.
there was kids. I always felt that I always helped kids out, especially into the program, like because I mean we got close to the kids, and like with these type of kids, the gang kids mostly, we were like. We were taking them out. I had the recreation program with them, so I take them to the gym, basically like a PE teacher.
Right.
So I take them to the gym, and we walked down to the gym, and people didn't really feel comfortable with us. So I made I talked to the guy at the rec center and said, look, this is what we have here. They with me. Don't worry about it. It's only about 7 or 8 of them. So I said, there's no problem. I got them.
Yeah.
And so they just let it go. And after a while, they let the kids get some, feel relaxed at the gym. And then all of a sudden, they see some results. Like these kids ain't, they're not harm for us.
Yeah.
So that was
That's amazing,
that was my
man.
job,
They
right?
keep going because you got those results, like
Right,
physically.
right. You know what I mean? So I worked with them kids, and then I that was a contract program, so it only lasted for a year, and then I had to move on, and I had the other things still going with the kids in the recreation, like after school program with the kids and all that. I still did that, and then finally I got enough experience with that they allowed me to be a youth worker. So, but before all that, before being a youth worker or all that, I did some bouncing, you know, in some nightclubs. I worked with a good friend of ours, the football guys. Everybody knows Sev, so he used to have a place in Burnaby.
He says Al. He's talking about
my
Alex.
uncle.
Alex.
Yeah,
that was Sev.
That's a little known fact.
But then I worked from Sev. I went to a place called like Frank Place,
and you know, Sav's still around. He's still got that joint in New West. Like,
no, it must be a different guy.
This
guy was older. This guy was older than me, a lot older.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So he was. He had a place called Severance. We call it Sev. Sorry.
Sev.
His nickname was Sev,
not
but it was Severance. The place was called Severance,
right.
and it's in Burnaby right there. And
right
near the old high school. It used to be Burnaby South High School in Kingsville. It used to be right, and it used to be right close to there, right. So it used to be famous. So Sev was close to the football team and hockey and all that. So
what other places do you bounce at? You bounce at a couple different places?
There's basically two places, right? Yeah. I went with Sev, and then I worked at this place in Richmond called Frank's Place.
That's how me and him bonded initially. Was my two uncles, like one of them, they ran that place, and then when I dropped, and it was just like, it wasn't even name dropping. It was just, we were talking one day, and it's all through that, which we'll get to. That's how I met Ty initially. Was, we were both doing. I was a contractor, or prior to me being a contractor, that was working with Orville and those guys.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I'm more curious about the bouncing thing. You must have. What's the craziest stuff you had to go through being a bouncer?
Wow.
You must have had to toss. You had to throw. Yeah, must have had to throw a couple of people through the front door.
Come on, man. You do it with one hand. Look at those mitts.
No.
I bounced for 10 years too, brother. I bounced too.
Yeah, So what happened was
dealing with those kids might be easier too. Those at-risk youth easier
right?
than dealing with these drunk 20-something.
You got it, G.
I wouldn't want to.
You got it. It was. But the bouncing part was the situation I had one of my first days at Frank's Place.
Yeah.
Seb was more
Frank's
mellow
place.
and relaxed because it wasn't as busy as it used to be. So that was cool. But went to Frank's was live music, rock and roll, and so every weekend is busy. So they got me over there. A friend of mine got me hooked up with the main guy from Frank's and Louis, and we got talking.
Uncle Louis.
And, they got me. They came over, really kind of recruited me in a sense from Seb's to go to Frank. So I said, okay, I tried it. And,
actually, that's what Alex said, man. My uncle, he was just like, no, we like handpicked time.
Yeah,
like all this crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, that's
man.
true.
And we ain't gonna talk about all the other stories, but I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, I want to hear these stories.
I'll tell you this story. I'll tell you this story. This story is kind of real.
You should bounce him out of the place right now for that one. That was just like not called for.
I'll tell the story. I don't know.
Offside.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know if this is going to come out right, but here's what kind of happened. Okay, I was working the first night, this first week or whatever it was, first weekend, I guess, and this one guy comes in and I'm on the other side. I had my corner where I stayed at the door over the left side or whatever it was in the corner. And he got in an altercation and they kicked him out. On the other side, they kicked him out of the club. But they wanted to get him out because he was loud and he was talking and he had a couple buddies, so they kicked him out. So that was cool.
Sounds like Joe.
Yeah, Joe. So that was cool. But the problem was when we got him out, he wanted to keep coming back in. Right. And then they said, okay, they called me over and they said,
the party's at,
okay,
man.
so I came over and a couple other guys come over and we're at the door not to let him in. And he used the N-word and
snap.
With a hard R though?
Huh?
He used a hard R?
Oh, yeah, of course he did, man.
Oh, he used a hard R.
Dude, if someone's gonna be racist,
like he wasn't trying to be friends with you.
It's probably not that.
Yeah. So he used that.
Damn.
And then so all the bouncers stepped back. And they looked at me, and I looked, and I was told. See, when they got me, when they told me to come to Frank's Place, they told me that
there's a lot of racists.
Ty, we need you to keep it calm. We don't need we keep our bouncers calm. We need you to keep the bouncers calm.
Yeah, and you're probably the coolest. You're like, I'm just telling you, ever since I met you, you're the calmest, cool, collective dude
cool,
ever.
I know that you have it in you, man. You even said the last episode, was like, I didn't even know I had that street side in me until I had the street side.
But in this case, the guy he started using it, and everybody's like, okay. I look back and I said, do you want us to get him? And I go, no, guys. So they looked at me. So they looked at me like, what's wrong with this dude? Like they're calling here. You don't want us to get him? And then I had to play.
man.
So now the guy's mouth. So I'm looking at the guy like deep inside. I'm going to kill him. I'm ready to go get him.
Of course,
right?
of course.
But I know deep inside. I said, man, remember what they told you. You come to calm them down. Now you see the bouncers are just, you just say go, and they're just flying at to get them, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
You've always had that inner peace then, eh?
Yeah.
That was
So I was
Louis
lucky.
and Alex's bouncers, so you know that they're heat-seeking missiles.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
gonna be
So
something.
you were like
bad's
that. You were
gonna
like the
happen.
head bouncer, pretty much.
well, no, I don't. That's, it was funny. It was almost. It was like I was like I don't know how to say it. It was like It was like a guy. Like they had me where you can almost do anything. But we backing you, so so I didn't know.
Oh, and then the '90s, you could do anything.
Yeah.
It's not like now, well, you're
100%.
going to jail for beating somebody
Dude,
up.
even
No,
in
I
the
wasn't.
early-
But I wasn't going to go there. See, the
Yeah.
thing was,
Yeah.
I couldn't go there. As long as So anyway, here's what happened. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we walked. I got back in. The guy obviously he closed the door and he left and all
Yeah.
that. So no problem. So everybody's now they're looking at me. Like, what the hell is this guy? Who is this guy? Because the bouncers are looking at me like, why he didn't react? Like, is he a punk or is he, what's wrong with him, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, that
Yeah.
anyway, later on they understood. But anyway, so about a month later, the dude comes back in the club. Now I don't know this. Nobody can remember because a lot of people come through all the time.
Yeah.
So one guy goes. He's sitting there, and this one guy. So I walk by this guy. Hey, how you doing, Ty? I don't know the guy, so I'm looking at him. and I said, yeah, how you doing? Just said, how you doing? And looked at me. I looked at him, and I go. And then he started talking. He talked football or something. He knew me real well. I didn't know
so
him.
the same guy is trying to talk to
No,
you.
no,
like,
but this guy's talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Beside him.
Oh.
Beside him. It's the guy, but the guy
What?
recognized him. So he didn't know I was going to recognize him, right?
man.
So I'm talking to this guy, and I keep looking.
You're like,
up-
I'll always remember a dude that drops
yeah,
You're not
right.
forgetting that.
So I'm
How did you
looking
not
over
that
here.
picture
I'm
and
saying,
see-
wait a minute.
How
I
did you
know
not
him.
put him to sleep for a nap? Rooney, maybe he was tired.
Because this guy is the most calm, gentle soul on earth,
So
bro.
Maybe he needed
anyway, so what happened was, I didn't say nothing. I just said to the guy. So this guy gets up and walks over there.
Right.
So the guy's there. I say, so he says, what's wrong? And I go, because I'm giving the eye, like I'm giving like the eye, like I was like he could see I was looking at this guy. He's trying to figure, okay, what's wrong? What's going on? I go, no, I had a little problem with your buddy. He goes, what do you mean with problem? What do you mean with problem? I said, well, he called him the N-word, and he called him a problem. And he goes, really?
Yee.
Dude got up out of the seat. He went right to him. He let him. I don't know what he said to him, but he said, come. He said, and that was it. That was all he said.
That was
all he said.
Done, son.
And that was it. And I go, I still don't even know who he was. I don't know who this guy was, but whoever he was, So I don't even know but the thing at that time, I think it was lucky for me. I was also coaching in the Vancouver Trojans. So I knew a lot so some of the kids I coached would, I'll get them to come over because they, I had to give them a place so I can watch them too. Watch the kids, make sure they don't get in trouble, make sure, because they go other places and get in trouble. So we got them to come to Frank's place and keep everything calm. So anyway, that guy, what he said, we never dealt with him again. And the other kids would come over from the football team into the club, and then we had a friend. They had we call it free. What do they call it? A free pour, I guess we call it.
Is that when
Yeah. The free pour, man.
Free
Joe knows all about the free pour as he reaches down there.
So we had a part, and your cousin was really, I don't even mention
my
names.
uncle.
Uncle was
yeah.
really good, and his buddy was good. So I send, so all my guests that come in, I would send them over to my buddy's place, and I don't even mention names because
Yo, we got to get the only names we mentioned is Louis and Alex. That could be any Louis and Alex.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, Alex, right? And so we, that would get the guys going. They get a drink, and the drink was so strong that the guys were like, "Man, Ty, is this for real?" I go,
just drink it, bro.
He told me to come over. He tells me to bring people over, and I bring them over here. And he said, because after you bring them over, now they don't want to leave because they know they're going to get a better deal here than at the main bar.
There's that salesman. There's that salesman right there.
Yeah, that was sales. Yeah, I guess you call it sales.
Yeah, that's a sales.
I was trying to. So I was reaching out to a lot of people, but probably didn't really realize because I was coaching football and working at the club. So I didn't really realize, you just realize you're a coach and you just try to be a good person.
Yeah.
So that was my main thing. So I enjoyed, obviously working with people.
Just
And,
being
You're
just
such
in
a
social environment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I was gonna say, you're
How
such
many
a
people-
social person.
I'm curious how many people came by the pub and,
Probably
and
because you,
recognized
my
you.
friend.
And
That's
just knew
what I'm
that you did
saying.
it.
I don't know. I don't like. I mean, because it was like, see, that place was a lot of younger people.
Yeah.
So they were like, I was always finished, so that was like finished football. So they were like,
You couldn't have been much older than we are now, like doing that.
No, he's
sort
probably
of
around
thing.
our age.
No,
Or
I was
less
like,
than
well, I was left football at 33, so
Right.
I was older. So when I went there, I was probably like 38, 39.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. So I was doing that, but I mean, the people didn't. The kids were going in. They were 18,
Yeah,
21.
They
Right,
didn't know
right,
about
right.
So they didn't
football.
really
They didn't
know.
about 80s football.
No, but the guy, so it wasn't a big deal in that. It was just a deal that they gave me an opportunity to do it.
Right.
I came through. I feel for them, and they came through for me, and I had a
Yeah.
good time, and I enjoyed it, and that was a good experience.
And
for me.
that's still back in the Wild West days of bouncing, man.
Oh, yeah,
I
it's
remember
crazy.
when in the early 2000s.
It was even crazy
I
then, man.
was
Yeah.
I was a bouncer to 50 Bourbon. Shout out to all Ash, Gimpy, all those guys,
Yeah,
man.
what up, Gimpy?
Dude, what's up? I heard he's like a longshoreman these days. I've seen him recently. Anyway, how can you forget Gimpy, man?
Oh, I love Gimpy.
Clown
Love
tattoo in
Gimpy.
the back of his
Nicest
dome
guy
piece.
ever.
Nicest guy. Okay,
Well,
sometimes.
to
But
us.
I'll tell you what, that was still the Wild West where they didn't require a basic security training license.
No.
I just went up in there, and anytime somebody
They call it the back alley treatment, where they
I wasn't
wave
gonna
somebody,
say it,
where
and they
wave-
make us
yeah,
do it.
Where they the first knock was with their face, and it would open the door.
And I ain't
then the
saying
second
who the
one
owner
over the
was or
street.
nothing.
Yeah,
Look,
it was
there's no
brutal,
names
bro.
like that. This
It was
isn't
brutal.
flat TV. But I will say this. They
were
got
bad,
us
man. They
doing,
were
man,
bad.
we did a lot of things. And that was still the Wild West. And eventually, a few years went by, I think homie sold the bourbon to like some guy turned a country bar. But we did some other stuff. We were all dead inside, so it didn't matter. I slept like a baby every night. I don't care. But I'm saying it's still, now they changed it up.
Back
You
then, it
gotta
must have
have
been in the 90s.
Yeah,
It must
yeah.
have been
security
crazy.
training
and all that
It must
sort of
have been
stuff.
crazy. You must have seen some things. working-
Probably
yeah.
working for my uncles.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah,
Of
we've
course
seen-
he did.
I've seen some
We've
things,
talked.
but-
We've
I know you like
talked
to-
but I can't
outside
really-
to tell us things.
I can't really say
You
too
I know
can't
he tries to
say
keep
things,
it
no.
PC. You keep it PC. Let's talk about you coaching football.
Yes,
youth
let's go
youth
to-
football.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
so
that.
so what
Vancouver
happened? So
Trojans?
that's a big part of my life in Vancouver because coaching football, I started at a place called West Side Warriors, which is on the west side of Vancouver, on the
Right.
pretty up, nice up.
Well, yeah, they
nice
got
side.
money to play
nice
football,
money,
man.
nice people,
For sure.
nice people. So I came there through a person that. Oh yeah, that's right. What happened? I'm gonna go back a little. I got my first job, real job, besides working with kids. I got a job at the bank because a friend of mine got me a job at the bank because they need somebody to help out. I mean, just do the print shop. I worked at the print shop.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
So, and right downtown the Royal Bank. So the guy got me a gig down there. And
Oh
then,
wow, you work.
yeah, so I was down
Okay.
there. So then he got me. Then he told me I was working for him a couple of weeks, and he says, "Well, he knew who I was, Robbie." So he says, "Won't you?" Because he coached football, but I didn't really know that. I didn't know that until I got in the job.
Yeah.
So then he had me. I just want you to come with me after work one day. I just want you to meet some kids and all that, because that's what we do a lot of. I was doing a lot of meeting people.
Right.
So I did. So I went to meet the kids and on the field, the west side, and walked over there and I kind of like, well, I don't know if I really want to do this, man. I just kind of got out of football, and I don't know if I really want to coach.
It's probably got a little bit like you feel some sort of way about it. Plus, you're like out.
Yeah, but
you know
once
what
I
mean?
but once I got on
Yeah.
the field, and then I've seen the kids.
Yes.
And you start talking to the
Of
kids, and they
course.
start,
Yeah.
Then I started. Wait a minute, man. And then they one of the kids knew of me because he follows football. He's only 15, but he was really into football, right? He says, I remember him. Oh, you know who that is? So he's telling the other kids, you know who that is? That's like, he's a big guy. He's not one of the guys, now he's a big guy. So anyway, so I wind up taking on the job at the bank and also coaching the kids.
Oh, nice.
So that's my first coaching job, working West
Okay.
Side. I started at West Side, and then I was just an assistant coach, and then the next year they found a way to make me a head coach, and then I brought in some line people, and then
those kids
some of
must
the
have
guys I
loved it.
played.
Yeah.
We turned a program that was really weak And everybody who knows, don't play like you don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It was weak. And then all of a sudden, we brought people in, and we built that program back up to respect.
Yeah.
And so we won. I was head coach there for 4 years, and we were a provincial chance 3 out of the 4 years. We should have been all the 4 years.
Yeah.
But Surrey had to pull one of their things. You know, I don't hold nothing back. You know what I'm talking about. Who's ever still around that understands football, that's been there, you know what I'm talking about. But all that's all good now. Don't worry about it. So that's all
He's so
good.
competitive. You're like,
So I know I just had to let people know.
Football, and he's coaching like we should have.
Surrey versus Van's a classic
Yeah,
back
you know.
and forth though.
Yeah.
Surrey, Vancouver.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. So the whole I will get back to this later. So anyway, that started there. So I spent 4 years there. I left there because some of the kids got older. So they got older, so they went to the Vancouver Trojans.
Yep.
So they kind of recruited me over there in the junior program, which was from the ages from 18 to 22.
Yeah.
So I went to them. And
Oh, here, one sec. You know, just one quick thought.
Yeah.
In the 90s, I tried out for the Burnaby Trojans, and I got beat down. Beat down.
Burnaby Trojans.
Yeah.
Was that wasn't
One of my mom's friends was the coach, and they brought me in, and I was like one of the smallest kids, and they're like, they wanted to see what I was capable of,
Yeah.
and they immediately want to see what like my pain threshold was and all that stuff, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
just beat me down.
Now, when you say that, Joe, you talking about what age were you then?
I probably was like 14.
Oh,
13.
so you did. So that was okay. So that was like when I was at West Side.
Yeah.
It was called minor league. Because see, when we didn't play Burnaby when I was coaching West Side.
Yeah.
Because there was no team then when I was there. I think when I went to the junior, when I went to Trojans, then we started a program with the Burnaby there.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question? You know Tom Kadaba?
Yes, very well.
Right. Did he play with you on the?
Oh, yeah, we played the
okay.
Lions together, yes.
So guess what? So when I moved from East Vancouver with my mom's, and we moved up to Port Coquitlam like at a very young age, he was not only like my teacher, but he was my football coach.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, Tom
Port
Cadell.
Coquitlam, like
So I played
sweet.
for Citadel like for the very short period, and and that was a weird experience too. Shout out to because I know there's a lot of y'all watching that I had to deal with I was the only one wearing hand-me-downs in that neighborhood. Let me tell you, it was like every when you're going through that poor stuff, like Dave Chappelle said, but you just feel like it's happening to only you. That's what it's like to move to a rich neighborhood after you've been poor.
Oh, yeah.
It was the worst.
yeah.
I was just like, why is everybody's clothes nicer?
I love how we're
and
telling a
everything else?
CFL player
But Tom
high school
Kadaba, it's trauma. It is trauma. So Tom Kadaba, he was the guy though.
Yeah.
I loved him as a teacher. I loved him as I don't know what he was doing, putting me offensive center, but.
Because that's what he played offensive line.
Yeah, but why would he put? I was so lit, bro.
He's a fool.
He
I
saw
was
you.
so
He
little.
saw himself in a
Yeah,
young
you.
you, bro.
Yo, and he
Come
kept putting me
on.
off set.
Yeah, he
but
saw something, yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, that's
My
what it
man.
That was it.
That's
Can we
exactly.
get music for this real quick? All right, there you go. But no, but for
Damn.
real, Kadaba, man, he was a great teacher. I remember that year I had
person.
academically honor roll, but he put me in the football field. It was okay, but I mean, that was the first real concussion I ever had in my life, bro.
Yeah, and
Like,
he hasn't been the same ever since.
oh, that's not because of that concussion. It's because all my
let's get back
activities.
into the Vancouver Trojans. All right. Sorry, you had to
Yo,
hear
we
that.
got- we got cut
At
up
one
because
time,
we
I
all
believe
know
the Renfrew
people, man.
Trojans
The Renfrew-
wasn't
Yeah.
always Vancouver. It was
Was
the
it-
Renfrew
That's right.
Trojans,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Oh,
Or Van Tech Talisman, so I'm like,
There
yeah,
you
that's
go.
my hood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Van Tech. Oh yeah. I know. Oh, you know some people. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So it's was I was saying that you talking about Tom from the
Tom
Burnaby.
Cadaba, yeah.
I mean, when he coached you there, so Tom's a great person, great football player, and good people,
Yeah.
and a great coach for a long time.
Was he on that 85 team?
I think he might have retired.
Oh, you're
before
right, he
that.
retired
I can't
before that.
remember.
Okay.
He was, yeah, he was.
Oh, he never got that cup.
Yeah, I
Never got
don't
that
know. I don't
cup,
think
man.
I can't remember that. That's because that was
Shout
going
out
way
Tom
back.
Kadaba, man.
But he was a great guy and a great football player,
Yeah.
good people. And so anyway, I went to the Trojans. We're talking about the Trojans now, right?
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
and then I met. I started with the Trojans, and then we never had a good record because it was hard to get players to come there
Right.
because of the reputation. It was a bad reputation because it's a tough neighborhood and people didn't feel feel comfortable for some reason, especially the West Side. They want to come over to the East Side, and the East Side, obviously, you know. Well, anyway, it was back and forth. Anyway, we put a team together, and we challenged for a while, and I stayed there for 4 or 5 years, and I was lucky enough to, by the help of my buddy Brent French, who knows who I'm talking about, he helped me, and a couple other people in the organization helped me to become a coach of the year. So I was lucky enough to win enough games to become coach of the year in that league. So it was
nice.
so I had some good things behind me, and I had a lot of great football players that came there, and we just didn't have enough. We had it close, but we didn't have enough because the other leagues were the other teams, Surrey and Okanagan, they were all good teams. They were real powerful teams, and we just didn't have enough to compete every year with them. We could compete, but we just couldn't win. So that was a great experience, though, and I appreciated all the time with the kids. And then I went back. Obviously, I was working and coaching, and then wind up just working with kids, and then got more. I got more into the foster. I got into fostering then,
right?
Because
so you're taking in foster kids.
I was taking in foster kids. So when I was coaching, I was taking foster kids at the Trojans. I was taking foster kids in, right? Yeah. So I did that. And
how does that work? You take them in for a small amount of time until until you find them a permanent family.
Yeah. Well, they usually because they come into you between the age of 13 to 18, 13 to 19, and then once they turn 19. Then they can go on their own, right? So that's what you hope. A lot of times, depending on how high profile the kid is.
Yeah.
And you know, I had a few high profile ones.
Yeah,
so
ones that are real trouble.
They don't last as long. They might last a year. Maybe
so a lot
less.
of that come back to you still to this day that you kind of dadded that will kind of always be with you and like kind of be like one of your kids.
Well, no, not one or two of them, because a lot of them were hard kids. Like they had a hard life, right?
Yeah,
so they,
well,
some
from
of
the
them,
sounds of it, episode 1, you had a pretty rough upbringing yourself. As
yeah,
being
but
an
I mean, when it comes
stuff,
to,
you can probably relate.
But comes to rules, and now you have, you're taking care of the kid, and it's like you ain't gonna run over this house.
Yeah.
So some of them kids ain't used to taking authority.
Any kind of
right?
orders.
You start using authority on them, they start looking back at you like you ain't my father.
Yeah. Then they
and
start getting more.
But you ain't got too much choice, brother.
And
just your father ain't here now.
Exactly.
Your mom ain't here.
And
so I'm your mom.
And guess
what?
I'm
now.
6'5", 280 pounds. What up, son?
Well, you gotta figure it out. You can either stay with me or you go back on the street. So that's the way I looked at it, right?
And a lot of these guys, just to back tie up, man, like doing the same field as a private contractor, it's like some of these kids have ODD, bro. That's that oppositional disorder where it's like, anything you say as an authority, like, or anything like that, man, will literally do the opposition of that. Yeah. Because they're just mentally unfit, like in that sense.
Yeah, so a lot of them gone through a lot of trauma and abuse and stuff like that.
That you have to use in order to get through these kids. And he's had issues. I have had issues. Have had issues with it too. But it takes a lot of hard work. You know what? The main thing is patience.
You got to develop some
like,
serious patience with them, right?
It's crazy.
And the thing was, it was a good experience for me because I've been there on the other side, so I saw a lot what was going through. So it was easy for me to deal with. But now the people I worked for, the ministry, didn't never know who I was.
Yeah.
See, they only knew a football player maybe and that, but they didn't know what we're talking about right now. They had no clue of that. So when they talk to me as like somebody who never been there with.
Yeah.
So nowhere before. So you kind of go, okay. And I wasn't gonna spend no time explaining.
All your hardships
because a lot of that wouldn't change too much anyway. But the fact is, if they know you, they knew that, then they should be. Well, you hope if they knew that, maybe they would be able to connect you with a kid maybe that should be maybe with you.
Yeah.
Because there's some kids you go, well, man, why
some kid that might have been
we
run
should have
through
gave
the
him with
orphanage or
him,
something
right?
like that. Or,
we should have gave him here. Why we put him over
man,
Get
for
him
real,
there.
for real.
Over there, right? But anyway, I made it through. I enjoy the time now, and I'm a retired foster parent. I just kind of sit around watching other people do it, and sometimes I help them.
For sure. And
just a one-on-one.
Just to paraphrase, man, you've added a very incredible story from from part 1 when we chatted about you growing up and facing adversities and going through the orphanage and then working your way up to Kansas City, I believe. Kansas State, my
University,
bad.
Yeah.
And
then Kansas City,
and then going from there to the CFL and then moving to Canada, the culture shocks from that, and then going from that to not knowing where you're going bouncing, youth work and all that, and now you're here. I mean, like maybe speaking on that incredible story and like how you know the fulfillment it is, I guess, to work with the community and the kids and stuff like that. I mean, how do you feel now? Like, what's your present state?
Well, my presence today is, okay, I'm going to go back a little to bring it all to make sense. So in the beginning, I grew up what we call it the hut. So when I told you I was in the orphanage in Philly and in the suburb, the name of the place, the name of what the kids call it was the hut. Now, moved from there, then moved from there to the second orphanage, and then that, and then. But in all this time, going through what I went through, the big thing that I look at is that the people, and people meaning that the family that I raised from that. Now, if you look at our history, and then look back at the alumni that I came from the orphanage, you would see that a lot of kids that came out of the orphanage I came through as a young, not a lot of people lived too long.
And that's what's inspirational about your story.
Yeah, so they didn't live long, and then a lot of people So now there's a site up about it's alumni to the orphanage. So you can still read upon some guys that what they're doing. Some of it, what passed away. One guy named Mark, he's keeping it together, that alumni thing together. So you do that. So. That's
beautiful. That's awesome.
So that's really big. That's only started like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So every year I usually go back for a reunion.
Nice.
And I go back and try to see. And not many people come, but there's only 1 or 2 people that I know.
A lot of people don't ever want to go back there. Probably, right?
Well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
And so that was the thing. But one of the things that I got from there with my best friend, because he's the one that started me off in a different way. His name is my buddy Eddie D. Jarris from Philly. And Eddie is I call my brother. I have 2 real brothers, but he's my brother from another mother.
Yeah.
And he used to take me out of the orphanage. His dad and him take me to the horse racing and
just the cool stuff that you wouldn't be able to experience.
Exactly. Yeah. And go to the house and be able to swim. And be around the family. Cool. So what he did is introduced me to the family.
Yeah, man.
Because I didn't have that.
Yep.
So all them years we're together still today.
That's awesome, man. That's beautiful.
That's
beautiful.
amazing,
his mom's still alive. She's still, giving me a hug when I see her. His wife and everybody, his kids are grown now. So him, and then moving from there to college, I got another family. Now the football team would give everybody a foster parent. The guys that lived out of state or province, giving you.
So you're having these beautiful family experiences.
Wow.
Every
So
time
those families.
So now you're able to give that back. You're able to give that
That's what my point is. The Allens, because I got to mention their names because they're great people. They need to know that. I'm telling everybody that because I know what you guys did for me. Yep. You have helped me to be who I am today.
And you know what? And shout out all these people, man, because like that's what makes you.
I want to know,
right? Like that gives you that comfort.
I'm curious about how you guys connected because now you guys are in the same youth working program together.
Well, yeah, I mean, like we connected through working through a group home. We were doing an emergency home, and it was kids that dipping in and out of gangs too, and they throw a degenerate like me in there. And
what's your role there? What was your role?
He was the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So we were working at almost the same. We worked almost a shift. He come on, sometimes I go off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we were working together for a couple hours together. Then
we'd have so much time to chat, and then realize that my uncles know him.
Yeah, it was funny.
And it's just weird.
That's beautiful.
But we've been friends ever since, and that's and that's a beautiful thing. It's like that chosen family, like what you were saying about your friends.
Well, and that's pretty those are pretty high risk youth too, right? Like a lot of mental.
But they were cool with us. They never done nothing. What are they going to do to me in time?
Yeah. So I mean, we
got through to them.
And the thing, what I'm trying to get at is just that the power of family, of any sort. And plus I got a whole bunch of family. That ain't mine. I mean, that ain't mine. And my daughter and their family, I love y'all. I always will love you. You know that, baby, my baby. But everybody, all these other people that became family.
Yeah.
And that's what helped me get through. Now, because I look back and and even the kids, even I got a feedback from another kid, from the orphanage from way back, said, man, that's good, Ty. You know what? I'm glad the people found you special because you were special to us too. That's from one of the kids from way back when I was in the orphanage.
Yeah.
Because he saw what you guys had in there.
Yeah.
So that's way back. So I'm just saying, for me, the success for me is just having them people.
100%,
Not adopt
you know
you,
what I
but
mean?
take you as
Yeah.
you part of us, Ty.
Yep.
Yeah.
It don't matter what happened. You're still part of us, and that's
that-
what made me
that's
move
amazing.
and be the person I am.
It's beautiful, and,
You know?
and how you dipped into that and became that from all the hard shit that you had,
Yeah.
and then now you're giving back to the community.
Exactly.
It just
Look,
goes
just
all
because,
around.
and I'm
Goes
gonna
all
say
around.
That's all it is.
this
It's
to
giving
all the
back.
viewers too, because this is one thing that, like, maybe on a serious note that we don't talk about enough. I came from a similar, but not as maybe extreme as your background, but similar things, man. It's
That's what
just,
brought y'all together,
you
too,
can't,
yeah.
and the same thing why Joe's here. He's my brother, right? He ain't related to me. Is chosen family, right? Just because someone's related to you by blood, it doesn't give them the right to be your family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
in the definition of how you act.
Yeah,
definitely.
And the merit of your character throughout that. Somebody claims to be this or that to you. How do you treat that person?
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. And I really appreciate you coming on because you're an inspiration to
Damn
so
right,
many
man.
people. Then another thing about that is there was a lot of people with a request for Ty to come on for part 2.
Yeah,
and we
lots,
got
lots.
this
Yeah,
last
yeah, yeah.
part, and that's what's amazing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, we felt bad
Thanks
cutting you
again,
off at the
man.
end of that. We're like,
Nah, I
damn,
don't feel
because we
bad.
had to cut it down to an hour
Yeah,
episode
Nah,
for
I
Tell
don't
Us,
feel
right?
bad.
Yeah.
No, I didn't feel bad.
And I
You
gotta
know.
say though, this is actually airing on Super Bowl Sunday, so
So ain't
it's
nobody
actually
gonna be
appropriate. No, this would be at 7, man. What time's Super Bowl at?
At 3.
Yeah, it
There
goes
you
on
go.
and on.
So
It goes on and on. But the
it's
thing is,
early.
You're
Yeah,
watching
it's
this
early.
after,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. Well, this
Yeah.
also stays on Tell Us and runs through, so
Yeah.
and people can watch it at any time. So yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah, well-
Is there anything else that you wanted to address before we wrap it up tonight,
No,
Mr.
I just
Todd?
want to address the people that some people I might have forgot their names, whatever. I just want to say, you're my love, the Bauer family. I love you. There's one
Bauer
I met.
family.
Their
Nice.
son I met in the West Side, the 15-year-old. Me and him, and like a brother from another mother, and their family,
Yeah.
who I love to death. So that's my family in Vancouver. So everywhere I went, I had a family in Philly, I had a family in Kansas, and I have a family here.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Like I call
But
real
guess
fam-
what,
then
Todd?
everybody-
We're your
I'm
family.
not
No,
a- Yeah, damn
wait.
right.
We're your
That's what I'm
family
saying,
too,
wait a minute.
brother.
I mean, I'm talking about like you it's like the real
Yeah. No,
like
I get that.
and then you
I
have
get
then
that.
we have this.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I wanted to make sure I mentioned their names because you people are very special to me. All you people that I just mentioned their names, and I love you guys to death, and I thank you I think you guys will give me a chance to explain that.
Oh man,
Ty, this ain't
Myself.
gonna be the last time you're on, brother.
yeah, we did
We're
that.
gonna have
Yeah.
you as a guest co-host next time. Mark our words, because
we're gonna replace him. You
We
can be the
got-
DJ, bro.
Yeah, Dubgee's
You don't
out.
need me, man.
Dubgee's
You
out.
don't
Hey,
need
hey,
me.
Dubgee,
I'm out of
you
here.
want to do me a favor and play us out, brother? Thanks again to
I got
Give it up for Tyrone.
our
Give it up for Crews. Come on, give it up for
Tyrone
Tyrone.
Crews. Also,
right,
Galactic
man.
Rentals for sponsoring the show. My man, we love you. We'll
Damn
see you
right.
on if you want to be one of our co-hosts next time. And we're gonna interview people and maybe choke them. No, we don't. Choke
He's
them
trying to
out
get
as
rid. He's trying to
fast.
replace me. Is what he's trying to do, man. He's trying to replace
We
me.
need to get this.
Yo,
outta
wait up.
here.
You know what we need to do every episode and we don't do it enough? We need to do it every episode. Big up Lindsay. She's running the audio. She's running the video. She does the graphics. She is beautiful. Look at her. Oh, you can't see her. She's not really camera ready.
Oh my god, dude!
She's beautiful though.
You realize she has that
Team
power.
Hyde, you're done.